Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 20. We are in the home stretch here, and we're getting ready for the school festival. And I'm excited. I know this may seem to some people as like a lesser arc, because it's like, oh, we're not having like this big villainous plot line going on with the League of Villains or whoever. But after how massive the overhaul arc was, we need something a little lighter. And our villains in this one are also a little on the lighter side. Gentle Criminal and La Brava, while they're both hilarious as hell, let's be honest, especially Gentle. While they're both hilarious, they're not as heavy of villains. Like, when you compare them to, like, Overhaul, or even anyone from the League of Villains, they almost pale in comparison, or even Stain, I mean. But their motivations are different, you have to realize, too. Gentle's motivation is just kind of like out the world's issues, in a way. You know what I mean? Like, he's talking about that store that was that had the entire issue with the expired food. It was pudding, that's what it was. The expired pudding. I was trying to think of what it was. And how they kind of just played it off and just kind of ignored all the press about it. His entire thing is about going after companies and whatnot that act in an ungentlemanly fashion. So you could kind of say he's like he's not like a full-on evil villain. He definitely doesn't have bad intention. It's more of his intentions are that he looks at the world, or I guess specifically Japan in this case, and finds things that don't live up to the standards he kind of views, like the standards of gentlemanliness, which would include, you know, stuff like owning up to your mistakes and working to help others and fix things, to be proper and stuff like that. Things like that, I would assume. But that's kind of his thing. And La Brava just seems to be a hopeless fangirl. She just seems to be a hopeless fangirl of Gentle, and she's just teaming with him because of that. Gentle has a really interesting dynamic as well, with the fact that he records and posts online all of his criminal activities. I don't think he's necessarily trying to be caught. I think it is as he says. I think he's being honest with it, that he is just trying to gain the attention. He is just trying to be popular in a way. And so, with these kind of things combined, I don't think Gentle is necessarily a bad person. I think that he just has these high standards that he holds to a very high regard. He wants others to live up to them. And he just wants to be popular as well. Which, I mean, I think a lot of people are honestly like that. In both regards. I think a lot of people do want others to live up to the standards that they see. Sorry for the dog, male person. But I also think people genuinely and generally want to be popular, or at least well liked by a notable community. So it's pretty standard, I feel. Again, unlike Shigaraki, unlike Overhaul, unlike Stain, he doesn't have any massively negative ideals or anything. Like, even when he robbed that store, he left the money behind, because that was never his goal. His goal was never to... His goal wasn't actually robbing the store. it was basically sending a message. I mean, because even Stain, who had, in his eyes, noble intent, because he wanted to make the hero society better by weeding out all the, in his opinion, fake heroes. Even he notably engaged in villainous and bad actions. It was Stain. It's kind of like, I'll do bad actions, but the good that will do in the end will justify it. It's like it's an ends justify the means kind of thing with Stain. With Gentle, it's more like, I'm going to make myself out to be a criminal, but I truly just want to help Japan and, in extension, the world become more gentlemanly. I don't know. It's just, in my opinion, in my views, it just seems like Gentle has a more noble goal here. A more legitimately noble goal. But then we have Eri. So Eri is recovering, and Deku thought to bring her to the school festival. Mirio is fully on board with the plan, and now they just have to get approval from the principal, because even Aizawa's okay with it. So they just need to get approval from the principal, and it should be good. But the thing is that Gentle and Labrava are planning on infiltrating school. I don't think they actually plan on doing anything bad, going back to what I was saying before about them. I just think they want to infiltrate the school just to prove that they can. just to kind of do it. I don't think they want to harm anyone or attack anyone. No. I really don't. I don't think their goal is to do any, like, damage or do any wrongdoing at all outside of just infiltration. Oh. Excuse me. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. I'm also interested to see what Gentle's quirk is, because we purposefully were left in the dark about that. Now, there was a point as well, though, where Gentle and Labrava seemed to, like, bounce off of the cement as if it were a trampoline. Like, the cement, like, actually pushed inward and bounced them up. That's when they, like, bounced from the ground level to the top of the building. And that's either his or Labrava's power. It's one of their quirk. And I'm leaning towards Labrava, honestly. I just don't think that would be a quirk that would necessarily need to be hidden. Because, again, Gentle had Labrava cut out the video while he was using his ability, and when it cut back, we saw that there was this, like, smoke coming off of him. I don't think that his ability is the bouncing. I think that's Labrava's. Which is a pretty interesting quirk, all things considered. Definitely allows for good maneuverability if utilized right. But I think Gentle's quirk is going to be something a little more impressive, a little more interesting than just being able to bounce yourself. Excuse me. I don't know much of anything about this episode going into it, but I do know one thing because I did see a screenshot. Specifically, I saw a screenshot, well, 2 frames of a screenshot, being used as a new meme. And it's Mirio. It looks like he's hiding in the bushes. The first frame shows him smiling, and the other frame, he has, like, this annoyed look on his face. I don't know the context behind it at all. I just know that people have been using that as a meme. So it's going to be interesting to see what that's about. But yeah, so I assume that this episode is going to be them continuing to prepare for the festival, for the school festival, getting the rock band all ready and everything, doing some musical training and shit. I assume it's going to focus more on that, but I'm also assuming we're going to see Gentle again, and we're probably going to, at least I hope, we're going to actually show Mirio and Deku trying to get the principal's approval for Eri. Because, again, we haven't seen, I feel like we have not seen the principal in a long time, as well as I would like to see him and Eri's interaction. Um, so, yeah. um, we'll kind of see where this goes, but after this, we only have 5 more episodes. Because we have 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. We have 5 more episodes after this one. And so it's like, how is this arc going to end? This little mini arc we're having? And like, again, it's obviously going to focus on Gentle and Labrava, but where exactly is this going to go? I'm still guessing, I'm still hypothesizing that that Gentle and Labrava's infiltration is going to happen before the performance. I'm still thinking that. I think it just would make the most sense in terms of the pacing of this arc by having the performance close it out. Maybe that's just me though. Either way, I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to actual reactions now that we finished those 3 movies. And I don't know exactly how much we're going to be able to get to during the rest of this week. But yeah, definitely getting to this one today because this is one that I am excited to see more of. For sure. Not that I'm not excited for the other ones, but you know what I mean. Either way, let's just get this started. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect. Excuse me, I was trying to hold that in. Come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so this episode was very low-key. Most of the episode centered around Deku and Mirio showing Eri around campus, kind of getting her out there and getting to, like, get used to things in public. Because, as the principal had put it, she wasn't used to that kind of stuff. But we also saw a couple other things. We got to reconnect with a couple characters from the past, such as Mei Hatsume, who is always a joy to see. And we also got to see a bit of Gentle and Labrava, which I expected. I did. I mentioned that was kind of to be expected. They were building that up. And we're definitely getting to see that they aren't what I would call bad guys. Labrava even showed concern over them possibly hurting the students at UA. But Gentle, like, calmed her fears by, like, saying, like, oh, we're gonna make sure that they kind of, like, they end up being better because of this and stuff. And again, their goal is just infiltration here. They're not trying to hurt anyone. They're not attacking people. They are just trying to infiltrate. And basically, again, just to prove that they can. Their goals here, like I said in the pre-thoughts, aren't negative. They don't really have bad intent. And that's really interesting. It's really interesting. And I'm wondering where we're going to see that go to. We see, also in this episode, we see them getting ready for band stuff. Deku's been moved to the effects team. He's going to help Aoyama move around the concert and everything. Move around the hall. The gym, that's where it's being held. Move around the gym a little easier to show off his twinkling. Basically, this episode was just very much preparations on all angles. They're preparing Eri for the school festival. They're preparing for their act and everything. Deku's preparing to move on to the next stage of using his abilities and everything. And Gentle and Labrava are preparing for their infiltration. This episode is all about preparation. So, yeah, really, really interesting. And I kind of see why the episode was named after the T, considering it connected both Class 1A and Gentle. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like that wasn't the biggest thing in this episode. I feel like it should have been named after something regarding Aerie. That seemed to be much more of the big aspect of it. But yeah, we had a little discussion. We found out about from the principal that the police were actually going to try and force the festival to be shut down and canceled this year because of all that's been going on. But the principal actually pleaded and begged with them to let them hold it still because in his eyes, in Nezu's eyes, it would actually be worse to not hold it. It would actually bring down morale and just make things look bleaker. By holding it, it kind of creates an illusion of normalcy in a way, and it will make people feel like, oh, this is more happy, this is more normal. And the police only agreed to let them hold it if they agreed to some terms as well. Basically, if anything happens, even if it's a false alarm, everything has to be shut down and everyone has to be evacuated. And my thoughts on this, I think the police are being a little too, like, they're going a little too far on all this. Because, yeah, the League of Villains and everyone has been trouble, and there's been a lot of shit going down lately. But it's like, it's already restricted to only people at UA, for the most part. And there's already going to be super enhanced security and shit. So it's like, just let them have their stupid festival. You don't have to go this hard. You really don't. But yeah, there's not too much else to discuss with this episode. There wasn't really like a huge amount of stuff that happened. I mean, we find out that All Might had once used had once used support gear, which even Deku didn't know about. We also find out that Deku's getting some new support gear made from May, which is interesting. And he's been using support gear, so it's not like a surprise that he'd get a new piece of it. It's just going to be interesting to see exactly where that goes. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited for where this this arc is going. Again, we only have 5 more episodes, so we're definitely going to have to start getting into the festival. According to what is said in this episode, they're still a month away, so I'm thinking either they're going to do a time skip and next episode is going to start the festival, or they're going to do one more pre-festival episode. But either way, they're going to have a couple episodes dedicated to Gentle and Labrava's infiltration into everything, as well as I still definitely believe that the performance for Class 1A is going to happen after the after the Labrava Gentle stuff. But while I still believe that, the question still remains of, will that happen? Because now that the police have laid down this ultimatum, if there's any kind of alarm sounded at all, will they just purposefully not sound an alarm and try to take care of it themselves? Just so they can make sure the festival goes on? I could see Nezu trying to be sneaky and pull one over on the cops that way. I don't know. I just don't know where this is going to go at all. But one thing, again, I really like that Labrava and Gentle have a legitimately good relationship. Labrava's not just a sidekick who is like being used by Gentle or anything. She's not being manipulated because of her clear love for him. Um, she truly cares for him greatly, and he truly cares for and values her. And I like that. I like that it's mutual. Um, I think that's a great idea because it shows it shows that they do have a good working relationship and that their connection with each other is like real. It's valid. I do kind of wonder their ages though. Like, I mean, I know when they said that they love each other, it was not meant in necessarily a romantic sense. But I'm actually curious. So let me look this up real quick. Um, I'm not going to look up any other big information. I just want to see their ages. Gentle is only 32. Wow, really? I mean, I've known younger people to have like male pattern baldness and gray hair and stuff. It happens. I thought he would have been like more in his 50s. Um, but only 32. Wow. Let's check La Brava. La Brava's 21 in her first appearance, which this would be considered that. It mentions she's 22 current, so she had a birthday. She's an adult. I did not know. I thought she was like a kid. I thought she was like some kind of kid who had seen his video and ran away from home to join him. No, La Brava is an adult. I did not know that. I hope their ages, by the way, aren't anything like super important to the story or their characters. Um, but I mean, even if it's more important than you would think, it's like it's fine. I don't. It won't kill me to know what age they are. So they are both adults. So maybe they do love each other romantically. Maybe they do have a legitimate romantic caring for each other. So that also makes La Brava a legal lolly. I just thought about Maho Hiajo from Steins Gate Zero and how that was the term that. Oh, actually, it was Okabe who called her that, but he was kind of referencing to how what Daru would say about her. um, yeah, it's just wow. I really didn't expect that. Like, I expected at most she would be like 13 years old. But no, and in fact, I think that's about the same age that Maho Hiajo is. Obviously, Maho from Steins Gate Zero has more realistic proportions for an adult of that size. Um, and La Brava has this massive head and these giant chibi eyes. But wow, I don't know. I just didn't expect that. I have no issue with it. I have no issue at all. Some people have an issue with that, with like adult characters being chibified, because a lot of people say like, oh, it's an excuse to sexualize them because they're adults and everything. But some people like try to say that's an excuse to sexualize a childlike character and everything, but still have it be technically legal and okay because they're an adult. And I people like that, it's just like, oh, shut up. just shut up. It's like, no, it's a cute it's like a cute character archetype. There are all these different character archetypes in animation, and having as the term goes, again, legal lolly character, an adult woman who happens to be very small and cutesy, that is a character archetype. And it's not like this is the only time we've seen it. And not even Steins Gate is another example. It's been in various anime and stuff. where you have just these really small, cutesy, childlike adult characters. It's just a physical archetype. It. I really had no idea though. I'm surprised for sure. And it's interesting though, and it definitely leads to it leads into more of the dynamic between them, and like I said, it can show that their love for each other could be legitimately genuine love, and which, by the way, I would have no issue with either, because they do clearly have a connection. They do clearly have chemistry, even though La Brava is like, the kind of stereotypical over enthusiastic fangirl to him. We see that he very much, again, as I said, very much values and cares for her. So it's like there is a connection there, and they do truly work well together. Like, while they were talking, she just went to get him tea, because without him asking or even saying anything, because she knew that he needed it, and she knew that it was a good time to get him some and everything. I mean, hell, I can ship it. Let's just put it that way. I could ship it. I feel it'd be a completely believable ship. So yeah, I don't know if like there is actually any canon romantic relationship to it, but maybe we'll see. But yeah, either way, it's like I could ship it. They're both consenting adults, so why the hell not? But in all seriousness, moving past that, I'm really wondering, like, what's going to happen? Like, if they do infiltrate, are they just going to leave after doing so? Like, after, of course, recording it and everything? Are they going to record them infiltrating, getting in, being in the sports vessel, and then just leave? Hell, maybe they'll infiltrate and no one will ever know. That would actually be kind of funny. That they infiltrate to such a perfect degree that no one ever knows. That until after the video comes out, of course. At which point the police will probably be kind of pissed, to be fair. But yeah, that would be fascinating if they did do that. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen, because with 5 episodes left, I think there's got to be some kind of conflict. We'll see. But yeah, I'm very much excited to see how this season ends. And just as a note, because I'm sure someone might be wondering about it, I do know what this is being replaced by. We are keeping this slot for currently airing stuff. So after this ends, which is basically at the end of this currently going anime season, the winter 2020 anime season, there's another anime coming in the spring 2020 anime season that I will be replacing it with, and that I'm just going to announce now is ReZero Season 2. I loved Season 1 of ReZero, and I'm very excited to see more of it. Very excited to see more Rem, to see more Felix, maybe Beetlejuice. I kind of doubt he'll be back for obvious reasons, but maybe. And maybe we'll actually get to meet Satella. Because we got, I think, the briefest of glimpses of her in Season 1, at the end of Season 1. But we didn't actually get to meet her. So I'm wondering, maybe we'll actually get to meet Satella. And maybe we'll get more with that one woman. What was her name? I can't think of her name. She was the one who was trying to get the media. Or not, she wasn't trying to get the media. She was trying to get the pendant at the beginning of Season 1. She was the one who had killed Felt and her friend and everything. I can't think of her name. Kind of the sexy one, the stereotypically sexy one with her breasts hanging out and stuff, who was also a complete psychopath. Yeah, I can't remember her name for the life of me, though. It's been a while since I watched ReZero, to be honest. But yeah, I think that maybe she'll come back because we only got that brief bit with her. So I'm hoping she comes back and we get to learn more about her and find out exactly who she's working with. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely excited for more. So that will be replacing My Hero starting in the spring season. Hopefully, it'll just like continue basically right when My Hero leaves off. I don't know the exact dates for everything, but yeah, we are going to be getting to that. We even though there might be a dub, I don't know if they're going to simul dub that. I will be doing the original Japanese. I have no issue with the dub necessarily, especially when Brianna Knickerbocker is the voice of Rem and everything. Um, but I think I'm more used to the sub. It's what I originally watched, and out of the few times I watched the series, what I watched the most often. So I think I'm going to continue with that, even if there does end up being a simul dub. Um, but yeah, yeah. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Tell me down in the comments below what you thought of this episode of My Hero Academia, and where do you think this is going to go in its final 5 episodes. Now, if you have watched, or if you have read the manga, please, no spoilers. No, like, do not leave any active spoilers. Um, just tell me where you think it's going to go if you may not know or whatnot, if you're anime only like me. Um, Yada yada. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.